Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Direct. Whatever, man. They're all the same figures. I don't get it. Why is this one a 12 plus? Licensing? Why is this a different license? Nobody's been able to explain it to me. They come with the same accessories. They're the same action figure parts. They come with a comic book. Is that what it is? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Why are these different than the McFarlane DC Multiverse? Like, clearly there's some kind of DC Direct licensing thing going on, but I don't get what's going on here. So whatever. This is the Alex Ross Batman from Todd McFarlane, and honestly, it's better than most figures they've put out. It maybe isn't perfect, but it's not too bad. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is, without the comic book, a lot of clear plastic. The comic book goes in the back. This is what it would look like if you were looking at it on the oh man, I got all the little plastic thingies that hold the figure in on the table. This is what's facing forward in the package, and then this is the back of the package. That's rainbow vomit, but you get that. That's the comic book that it comes with. Now I gotta move these things out of the way. Alright, so the packaging is nothing because it's just clear plastic. And now we can talk about the figure, which is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to track one down. This guy stands about 19, like maybe 19.1 or 19.2 centimeters to the top of his head, not counting the bat ears. That's going to make him about 7.5 inches. He's a little bit taller. He's a little bit taller than most of your average McFarlane figures, but he does reuse a lot of parts too, so who knows what's going on over there. I think some of the height might come from his giant noggin. Here he is up against the Marvel Legends Darwin, so you can tell very, very different scales. And he is, like I said, bigger even for the McFarlane scale, so be aware of that. But I have to say, like, maybe the belt's a little dark, maybe the gray's a little bit dark, but it kind of works. It kind of looks really, really good. I think the only problem I have with this guy is his noggin's big. Because even if you're going for the Alex Ross more realistic look, he doesn't have a big head. He still has a fairly heroic proportioned body. So the head's too big, but if you put a little bit of a smaller head on this, this is one of the better looking McFarlane Batman figures. I think by a large margin. Like, there's only a few that actually look good, and this is one of them. It's not bad at all, even compared to the artwork that normally makes the figures look worse. I see what they're going for here. The head is not bad. It's not great. I think they could do better, but it is too big. Especially the mouth part. The mouth part is too big and it is too tall, so they need to shrink that down some. And you see it even sits funny on the neck. But overall, like, proportionally and stylistically, this is not a bad looking Batman if you can redo the head. The body is acceptable for sure. It has the shiny material for the cape, but it's wired. I mean, this is not a bad release. I thought it was looking all right in the photos, and then when I got it, I was like, hey, you know what? If every one of McFarlane's figures had at least this level of looking okay, I think people would have a better idea about what McFarlane can do, because most of their figures look like hot garbage in this DC line. But this is all right. Like, the sculpt is soft, which is actually appropriate for the Alex Ross Batman. I think this is reusing, maybe the chest is a whole new chest, but I do recognize a lot of these parts. Maybe these parts are new too, the forearms. It's hard to say because so many of his parts look the same. This looks like the Superman abdomen. Like, there's probably some reuse and some new. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. If you're a Batman collector from McFarlane Toys, this is an easy pickup if you don't mind the Alex Ross look and if you don't mind the head being slightly big. It's not a lot. It's not like it's an egregious thing, and depending on how you pose him, it may not stand out. I think it's really, if you painted a little bit of black around the cheeks just a little bit to make him look a little less poofy, I think you'd be doing all right. It might trick the eye enough. But yeah, he looks all right I mean, these cost a little bit more than the regular McFarlane Toys, but it's not bad. So I'll say this guy gets an 8 out of 10 for the aesthetic. It looks pretty good, and I'm actually digging the darker color scheme. Even if it's not quite right, it looks kind of cool. All right, now as far as accessories go, you get the 2 fist hands, which, hey, that's a plus. Then you get these 2 open hands, which I guess are for, like, the jumping cool pose, except they're not quite right, and it's like no batarang or anything, so I don't care for that personally. Whatever. And then you get the DC stand and the card, which I already showed you a bunch of, so, and the comic, I guess. So 5 out of 10 for accessories. That kind of sucks. Okay, let's talk about articulation. The head moves around pretty well. That's kind of nice. Works well. Double ball pegs for the win. The wire we already talked about. When they do their wired capes, it's a good wired cape. McFarlane has done that pretty effectively, and Hasbro can't keep using that as a selling point for extra high prices. One of the crappiest toy lines in the last 10 years puts wired capes on a bunch of their figures without raising costs. So it can be done. Alright, for the shoulders, you get decent range out of this joint. I'm telling you guys, this is surprising. This is one of their better Batman figures. Decent shoulder range out of that. Get the arm up to better than horizontal. You're going to get your full rotation, of course. And as long as you don't like make it look derpy on purpose, it looks all right. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow. Yeah, his joints are still ugly as hell. This one's surprisingly not one of the ugliest elbows. He uses gigantic pins and generally has ugly joints, but these elbows look way better, so that's good. And then the wrists are on ball hinges. They're sculpted and they're really big, but they work, so I guess that's okay. The diaphragm joint on this guy, I'm guessing, still doesn't work well. He can lean back a little bit. That's right. That's across both joints, and across both joints leaning forward doesn't exist. Really. To the side, it's okay. Rotation is okay. The bottom one doesn't want to rotate. The top joint is a little bit floppy. Alright, for the hips going out to the side, we get almost full on splits without forcing anything. No real nuggets, so that's nice. Going forward, even with his smaller diaper, it still doesn't allow for a lot of range, so you really either have to stretch this PVC or trim away some of the diaper. But it does look okay, at least. It's not super gappy or anything. They go back just a touch. Thigh swivel, it's technically a thigh swivel, but practically doesn't do much. Double jointed knees, let's see how these knees look, aside from the gargantuan pins. I don't know why he uses such big pins, but then again, I don't know why most of the things happen at this company. The knees are actually surprisingly good. They are some of the better knees that they've done. They're not particularly ugly looking, but they're still super faceted, just like Hasbro does, which is just cheap and lazy. You can easily sculpt that away, but they don't, because it's cheaper and easier for them to not. Okay, and then for the ankles, super heavy ratchets again, but I mean, at least you get decent range. Ankle rocker is as good as it gets, and you get a toe hinge, which is not a bad one. Yeah, this figure for a McFarlane Toys Batman is surprisingly good. It is not some kind of remarkable new step in the action figure industry. It's not going to change the way things are done. But as far as Batman figures go, this is top tier. This is one of the best by far. It's like top 3 of all the Batmans that he's released. It's shockingly good. You could get this and throw a new head on it and just like accept that some of the other details are not quite right. You're golden. This is like, the chest is a little bit of a weird sculpt, but at least it's massive. Like, he's got a big shapely chest, which is what I like in my Batman. You get what I'm saying? It's got a much better look to it than almost every other release. So I'm thrilled with this. I couldn't care less about the Alex Ross Batman, but personally, but it's good for what it is. It is good. I'll give the articulation, and I'm still going to get a 7. It's not anything special in articulation, but it's fine. And then it's time for the final rating after we rate the cake. His cake is acceptable. It suits the figure. It's a nice shapely cake. There's enough mass, enough shape. It seems like he does his squats and whatnot, so he's going to get an 8 out of 10 for cake, and his final verdict is going to be 9 out of 10 for McFarlane Toys. For a cheap, not particularly good figure, but definitely good enough for what it is figure, it's really good. It's going to get a 9 out of 10 for the McFarlane Toys figures. It is surprisingly good. I'm actually interested in buying another one of these just to throw a different Batman head on and maybe like redo the logo. I don't even mind about the forearms, the weird, these things, whatever. Or like, it's just kind of cool looking. If you like the Alex Ross Batman, then you're set, but I don't, but whatever. It's nice. For what it is, I'm actually really excited for this figure. And I already own it. You get what I'm saying? A good figure is not that hard to come, but like, it's not that hard to do. Just get the proportions right, and you're pretty much all the way there. The rest is fine, as long as it's not too expensive. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll be done there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.